Today is Sunday, December the 15th of 2019, and we're just a little ways inside the city limits of Reidsville on the southwest side, about maybe 2 miles from our house, maybe a little bit more, but just inside the city limits, just a little ways, but you can't be far inside or you'll be on the other side outside. We're in a place called Courtland Park. This is a little playground. It's been there for years and years and years. It was there when we were children. And they didn't have much going on back then. And they got a little more stuff in it now. Luna cat, our newest cat, just jumped in my lap. Startled me a little bit. I haven't been out of the house but one time since December the 4th. I've been in here. Weather's been bad. I felt bad. Been babysitting a new kitten, trying to keep her from aggravating the older cat too much. He's a scaredy cat. She was just wanting to play and he's worrying her to death. I mean, she was worrying him to death. I get it right one of these days. Anyhow, we're just tooling around looking at the area around Courtland Park. It's been updated right much since we were children. It had a picnic table, I believe, a picnic area back then, and some swings and a basketball or goal or two, and that's up over here. I'm about 250 feet off the ground right here. It's got a creek runs through it, and depending on who you ask what the creek's name's going to be, because it's been named many things. I always figured it was a tributary to the Little Troublesome Creek. I've never followed it all the way, even though I worked for the city for 5 years reading water meters. I never did follow it. Should have. It would have been a fun little journey. I just didn't ever get it done. You can see the water tanks in the distance and the houses, and that's Summit Avenue right there. Luna's decided she's going to lay on my arm, so I don't know tell her what's going to happen. Cut the keyboard off so she don't screw up nothing. As my water tank is on the west end of Reidsville. You can see it from our house. Where you going, girl? Behave yourself. On my side, I go up another 100 feet or so. I ended up about 350 feet. Zoom in a little bit here in a minute so we can see what's going on. Maybe I'll have time to tell you what you're looking at. That area right there is Ann Rustin Park. There's no park in it. It's just what they call it. It's just an Ann Rustin neighborhood or anything else that they call Ann Rustin Park. And that in the background, way back down, is American Tobacco Company. My wife went to work there in November of 1981, and until July of 1995, it was American Tobacco Company, and then it became Commonwealth Brands. And Brown & Williams bought them out and moved them all to Georgia. And she worked from 1995 in Georgia until April of 2001, when she got homesick and come back home. She really come looking for me, but she used the excuse of being homesick. And she did find me. Take me some Dr. Pepper. You see all kinds of businesses. That square blocky white building right there is Annie Penn Memorial Hospital. It's not called that anymore. I don't know what it is, Porticone Health. But it was Annie Penn when I was born. I was born in there on May the 14th of 1955. It turned 30 a.m. in the morning. I come on right about the time Lucy did. I come on the world about the time Lucy come on every morning. It was some little children that didn't appreciate me being born, and an old man said he made me on purpose, but I know why he did now. Keep Mama out of work some more, but it didn't work very long. Swing on around here some more. There's a big old, looks like a cell tower. There's a standpipe. That's called a standpipe. It ain't nothing but a water tank, but it looks like a pipe. That's where you can call it a standpipe. Full of water, keeps pressure on that end of the Reidsville just right. It'll overflow sometimes out a little pipe on the side, and it looks like it's taking a leak. got a little vape thing going. I ain't sure. Those things look like silos out there. Maybe equity meats where they take chickens and turn them into food. I'm not sure, but I'll make sure. Won't matter. This thing will be done. I'll pop up one of these days and say, y'all remember that thing? It was equity meat, sure enough. And it looks like there's a whole lot of nothing out in there. And there is a whole lot of nothing out in there, but there's some stuff in there too. It's houses and other things down in there. Country Club golf courses in there somewhere. Stretching out forever and ever. But I ain't got over in there yet, so I don't really remember. I can do it from the ground, but I don't really know from the air what I'm seeing and ain't seeing. That coming down that hill looks like a slice or a running water or something or other. Is actually the right-of-way to the main water line that comes into Reidsville and feeds Reidsville. It used to be that the filter plant was up there, but they moved it when they built the new lake, built everything, new waterworks and everything. They built it out at the new lake. And so that's just where the water pipe comes in now, instead of up there a little ways being the filter. And that little S thing right down in the road is West Richardson Drive, and if you go out far enough, it turns into 158 West and goes on a little bit further and passes the road we live on. And I should recognize that, but I don't. I started to tell you what it was, but I'm afraid I'd be wrong. I think that's Carter Estates or something right down. A man named John Carter owned all that land and built houses and everything in there. And coming up right there is Macfield, now Unified, but when I was a kid it was Macfield. I worked there for a little while, rolling freight in the warehouse. And they were boasted having the largest dye house, yarn dye house in the world. A man named McCall, shoot, I ain't even gonna say it, I can't get it right. They come on around, back around here. You see some more of the neighborhoods and everything around the park. That's the city of Reidsville garage right there in the middle there now. I worked for them reading water meters when I was just a kid. Learned a whole lot. Learned a whole lot of what not to do. I knew everything that went on in Reidsville at one time. You walk around, they'd see my long hair and my railroad looking hat on. They'd go, "There's that boy reading water meters." Everybody knew me. They didn't know my name, but they knew me. And back to my trusty water tank. I could probably pull them trees apart and show you where I was born. Come on back this way, I could probably pull some more apart and show you where I lived, or where I lived. And went back to American Tobacco Company. American Tobacco Company nailed Reidsville. It was Reidsville was American Tobacco Company, and American Tobacco Company was Reidsville. That's just the way it was. If people at American Tobacco Company got a raise, everything in the grocery stores and all the rest of the town, the prices went up. Make no difference whether the rest of us got a raise or not. American Tobacco Company got a raise. The Reidsville city of got the raise, and the taxes and the prices and the grocery stores, all of that stuff. Now come back around to Ann Rustin Park, that road on the left that comes right down in that corner right there, and whoops it to the left if you're coming this way. Ain't but one way in and out of Ann Rustin Park, and that ain't it, except it is for me, or it was. A lot of people didn't know it, but having reading water meters and looking around and everything, you'll notice that road runs right into that brownish patch, goes right between them two houses right there. They got bushes in it now. Didn't have no bushes in it, growed up in grass. But if you was running from the law, done something you shouldn't have done, or just having a little fun, you get them in there and they think they'd have you cornered, but you could zip right through them houses, come up that path, and then go on out and hit Summit Avenue right there and get away from the law. And that hill, that Summit Avenue right there is a steep hill. We used to sled ride down it rather often, but I didn't ever get to till I was grown. The city would close that hill off and even sprinkle water on it to help it ice over. and give the kids something to do. And you believe it or not, parents would entrust their children to me to watch over while they were sled riding. They knew I was drunk, but they didn't care. I wasn't no harm to nobody. And there is Courtland Park, and there we are sitting down there beside our little Kia flying away. It's got a jungle gym, whatever you call it. It's got something right there. I don't know what that is. The bridge is new. We didn't have no bridge across that creek when we was little. You just took your chances. Got picnic shelters and swings, and even got a thunder hut or two. And no thunder huts either. We did have a water fountain, one of them types that stood on a pedestal, looked like a bowl. You either stepped on a pedal or turned a knob on the side. I don't remember which it was at that one, but the water was always good and cold. It was a nice place to stop for rest when you was reading water meters. Needed a drink, more than one. And that's what it looks like around the end. And that road on the left, the one in the center is Spring Street, and the one we're coming up on right there is called Crescent Drive. And right along in somewhere in there is a friend of ours. We babysitted her cats. One of them named Lucy that I never did see, and the other one named Buster. And I loved him to death. He was a good buddy. And then that's the other end of Spring Street. Summit Avenue right there. And if you go straight out the end of that and turn to the left, and it looks like it's two houses right there, but there's actually three. There's a woman in there that cooks as good as Betty Crocker. And I call her my sister-in-law. She's a fine woman when she wants to be. She can be a pain in the butt when she wants to be too. She's kind of like me. And we'll swing on back here and stop on Ann Rustin Park. That ain't really a park. And we'll finish this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I got some more. This was the first day I've been out, and I don't know when, and it was beautiful. So y'all have a good holiday. If I don't see you before then, I don't talk to you or hear from you. Y'all play safe, love each other, have fun, and always remember to endeavor to persevere.